Hello, Gemini, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self and ultimately create the life that you desire? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I do have the tarot deck that we'll be using already shuffled, as well as the decks that I'll be using in the extended and this week, because I just bought a new deck last weekend, and I wanted to just kind of get to know it first before I started using it in reading. So I'm going to be pulling overall theme for the reading too. So I'll dive into that as well. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me, please look in the description box for that information. Last thing, please remember these are general readings. They will not resonate fully for everyone. So do remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Gemini, in your recent past, you have what do you need to release with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So your recent past is about needing to see that there's something in your life that isn't allowing you to prioritize the life that you desire. A relationship, a career, something here that's out of alignment. Now, I say that because I'm just going to go ahead and tap into this overall energy. You have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? But then you have expect powerful change and a new start is coming. So there is definitely change that's needed. And I feel like specifically there's something that that isn't, it's like, it might be a priority for you, like you might have been prioritizing it, but it's not like a priority when it comes to the life that you desire. So something that comes to mind is if you're working a job that you hate, you're prioritizing that job instead of prioritizing a different path that could lead to this financial abundance that you desire, but also the fulfillment and the happiness that you're also looking for too. Now, in your current energy, you have expect powerful change with the Ace of Swords in reverse. So I feel like you don't see it coming. You don't see some sort of change coming. And I feel like with the Ace of Swords in reverse, I feel like it's not one that, like, almost that you could, like, guess. I don't know. Like, you're not clear on this change. It's not something that you have clear insight into. And then your immediate future, you have a new start is coming with the Knight of Pentacles. So slowly but surely here, you're heading towards some sort of new beginning, some sort of new start, whether that be in love, in career, in finances. Take it as it resonates for you. But let's start, Gemini, by looking at your recent past. You have what do you need to release with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is for Gemini's recent past, please. This is recent past for Gemini. What do you need to release with the Two of Pentacles in reverse? Recent past for Gemini. One more. This is for Gemini's recent past. Okay. Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Four of Pentacles. This is interesting because it's almost like this to me is talking about both sides of you. Like whether you're male or female, this reading is involving both sides of you. We all have a feminine and masculine, energy within us. And it feels as if this is finding a balance between those two that, okay, bear with me. This is going to sound really vague and out there, but bear with me through the reading because this message is kind of hard to explain. But it's like finding the balance between those two energy to find the stability outside of you. Now, what I mean by that, there's a part of you that wants to feel happy and free and fulfilled. And then there's going to be a part of you that wants to feel stable and successful and secure, right? And oftentimes we think that we have to choose one or the other there. We have to choose, are we going to be happy and free and, fulfilled in every aspect of our life, or are we going to have the financial abundance that we want and the success that we want and so on and so forth? You don't have to choose between those two, but there's a part of you, Gemini, that's been choosing one or the other. So if you've been choosing a path of, of happiness, you've been struggling financially. If you've been choosing a path of trying to pursue material goals, you've been struggling emotionally. It's like there's this need to find this balance between the two and understand that like you can have both. You can have what makes you feel happy and fulfilled, and you can also have what makes you feel stable and successful materially as well. That was interesting, the way that came out. Recent past for Gemini. Recent past for Gemini, please. So this is you, Gemini, pretending to be someone that you're not. King of Pentacles, Empress in reverse. And this is your past. But pretending to be someone that you're not. Presenting yourself in this world as a form of you that doesn't align with your truest self. And it's causing you to sacrifice parts of yourself in order to have it. And it might just kind of be a path as a whole. And the more that you are in this energy, the more drained you're going to feel. Because this is a lack of like authenticity here, the way this message is coming out. Like you are the Queen and King of Swords, but you're showing up as Pentacles. It's like materially you're showing up as what you think you need to be instead of who you really are. There's a reason for that, I'm sure we'll get to. But it's causing you not to be able to put yourself and your desires first. Interesting. Recent past for Gemini. I really like how these cards are presenting these messages. Recent past for Gemini. The Eight of Swords. So there's your limiting beliefs. And the number one limiting belief you have, Gemini, is that survival mode, surviving, if you will, is the only way there is to live. Before you learn anything about spirituality and the law of attraction and how powerful you really are, society, for the most part, majority, teaches us that you kind of have to do whatever it is to survive, right? Whether it's in your relationships or in your career path, you're kind of taught through, if you were kind of, you fit in with the general ideas that society has, you were kind of taught that surviving is the only way. And that can do a lot of damage to your limiting beliefs, because when we are, we're told when we're kids, you can do anything you want. You can be anything you want to be. You want to be a superhero? Fantastic. Go be a superhero. We're taught, when we're kids, that we can do anything we want to do and be anything we want to be. But then as we grow up and as you get older and as society gets to you and your parents' limiting beliefs get to you and other people start expecting things of you, that sentiment is no longer you can do and be anything you want to be. It is you can do and be anything you want to be as long as it fits in this little box of what's acceptable for everybody else around you. And ultimately we start to pursue paths that don't actually make us happy, that we almost feel obligated to pursue, whether it's, again, in our career, in our relationships, or whatever the case is, even though those paths don't bring us any level of fulfillment or happiness. Now, a lot of times we'll invest in them thinking that the next goal or the next step or the next outcome or whatever the case is will bring us happiness. Maybe eventually this path will make me happy, but the key there, the thing that people don't tell you, is that if you are not investing in your fulfillment in your day-to-day, you will never experience fulfillment. If you are not fulfilled in what you are doing right now, you will never be able to get to that point of being fulfillment. I saw it. So before I was a tarot reader, I was a financial advisor. I saw it all the time when I was a financial advisor. People working their lives away for their retirement, thinking that once I get to retirement, once I get to that goal, then I'll be able to be happy. Then I'll be able to be free. Then they get to their retirement and they realize, wait, I'm still not happy. Because happiness doesn't come from achieving a goal. Happiness doesn't come from a next step. Happiness doesn't come, fulfillment doesn't come from, from where you could be if you just suffer right now. Happiness comes from finding what makes you happy and doing that. And then filling your days more and more with the things that bring you fulfillment and bring you joy so that you can have a life full of fulfillment and joy. And I didn't know that for the longest time. I spent a lot of my life waiting for my happiness and my fulfillment to show up on my doorstep. And then I started realizing I had to be the one to create it. No one's going to create your fulfillment except for you. Current energy for Gemini, you have expect powerful change with the Ace of Swords in reverse. So I feel like there's certain changes coming. It's like you have expect, but you don't expect them. You have expect powerful change, but you don't expect these changes. Current energy for Gemini, please. One more. This is for Gemini's current energy. There's a complete lack of passion and excitement in your life, Gemini. There's a lot of going through the motions in this energy. Ace of Wands in reverse, Four of Wands, and the Magician in reverse. I feel like you're doing and have been doing for a really long time whatever it takes to feel stable, to feel secure. Now with the Magician in reverse, you doubt that a different way of living is even possible for you. The first thing that ever opened my eyes to the fact that I was capable of living the life that I ultimately dreamed was the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It kind of was a catalyst for my whole journey, that coupled with a pretty awful relationship. But all of that catapulted me into a spiritual awakening, if you will. And through that spiritual awakening, I learned a lot about how I had no idea who I was or what it is that I wanted, because I allowed everyone and everything else to tell me what I wanted, because I just kind of always had. That's the path that I had always followed. And I never actually taken the time to sit down and think, what do I want? What's going to make me happy? And how can I get there? And I feel like when you do kind of get to that point, you realize that, okay, if you woke up tomorrow and you had a clean slate and you could do anything that you wanted, you could live any kind of life that you wanted, and it was guaranteed that you were going to be successful, what would you do? What would you do? And what would you not do? That's the other question. What would you not invest your time in that you are investing your time in, if you could have this life that you desire? And I feel like right now, Gemini, you're kind of needing to get clear with yourself on what it is that you desire. And I feel like I've said that in a few Gemini readings. I feel like that's been a theme for you guys, is getting clear on what it is that you do desire outside of everyone's expectations, outside of what you think is possible for you, outside of how old you think you are, the fact that you think you're too old or that you think you're not good enough, outside of all of that. If it was impossible for you to fail, what would you do? And that might be a hard question to answer because you might have never thought about that before. I can certainly tell you that when I started asking myself that question, the first thing that came to mind wasn't tarot reading. But tarot fit into the idea of what I wanted my life to look like. And so it might be very different than what it is that you can expect. Current energy for Gemini. Expect powerful change with the Ace of Swords in reverse. One more. This is for Gemini's current energy, please. The Wheel of Fortune. Temperance in reverse. This wheel Gemini, it's like itching to turn in your favor. The universe wants to bring you good things. But the thing is, we as humans, we have a tendency to get a little bit impatient. And when things don't go the way that we want them to, in the timeline that we want them to, we think that we need to do something about it. Oh, well, this isn't paying off. I've got to pull back to my comfort zone. I've got to choose a safe path. I've got to settle for this relationship or this path because, well, everyone else is doing, or this is what I'm supposed to do. Or if I don't do this, then I'm never going to be stable. I'm never going to be secure. Everyone's going to look at me as a failure, whatever the case might be. And so instead of letting the wheel turn in our favor and attract the life that we desire, we choose situations that don't make us happy and don't align with us and don't give us a sense of fulfillment because we think that that's what we have to do. And I feel, Gemini, like you've done a lot of that. I feel like you've chosen a lot of things in your life that you feel you have to out of this belief that things are never going to happen for you. Now, we often believe things are never going to happen for us because we've never experienced that. We have to remember, and I talk about this in every reading, and I will continue to talk about it in every reading, that 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious. Only 5% of the way that we interact with our reality is conscious, which means the majority of you is acting in alignment with these limiting beliefs that you have acquired from your experiences, from what other people have told you is possible, from what society has told you is possible, from what you've experienced to be possible. And if we cap our belief at what is possible for us when it comes to what we've experienced, we will always experience the same things. We will always experience the same level of finances, the same level of success, the same level of love or lack thereof in our relationships. It will always be the same. So we have to challenge ourselves to step outside of our comfort zone when it comes to what we think is possible, and to believe that the life that we desire is possible. And if we can stop questioning that, then start getting real with ourselves on what we need to do to get there. That's how we change. Nothing ever changes if nothing ever changes. I saw that today. I was hoping I could sneak that into one of my readings, and I really liked it. Nothing ever changes if nothing ever changes. All right, current energy for Gemini, please. Current energy for Gemini, please. They're literally, yeah. I was going to say there's a new beginning hidden from you. Seven of Swords with the Fool. There's a new beginning hidden from you because there's that same Ace of Swords in reverse as we have right there, which is what I felt. It was like there's this powerful change coming, this new beginning, but you don't see it. And then the Seven of Swords, hidden. And then the Fool, new beginning. There is a new beginning that is hidden from you that you don't expect. That's all that message has to say. There's nothing more. There's nothing more for me to say on that. There's a new beginning that you expect. And trust me, I know I talk a lot in my readings. And if I'm not the reader for you, you don't have to tell me in the comments. I'm okay with that. You can just unsubscribe or not subscribe. It's the beauty of the internet. You don't have to look at everything you see. All right, immediate future for Gemini. You have a new start is coming with the Knight of Pentacles. Immediate future for Gemini, clarifying a new start is coming with the Knight of Pentacles. Four of Cups, Nine of Swords in reverse. There's the Two of Wands. Gemini, your focus is and has been for a long time on trying to avoid what could go wrong instead of trying to pursue and believe in what could go right. Our expectations are the root of our results. It's always a good thing to plan, right? You always want to have a contingency plan, but you don't have to. You don't have to. And what I mean by that is, how do I put this without sounding like insane? The universe is always supporting you on your path. Every single step that you take toward the life that you desire, you are always being supported. Now, that does not mean that you are never going to experience failure or loss or lack or your fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs coming to reality. In fact, that's pretty much guaranteed. It's guaranteed that things are going to go wrong. But what's also guaranteed is the fact that you will get to where you're trying to go, that your success can happen, as long as you don't let those moments of fears, doubts, and insecurities deter you from continuing to take steps towards the life you desire. Now, when I talk about how you always focus on what you can do to avoid things going wrong, is, sometimes when we want to maintain control of the outcome, we'll choose situations that don't align with us because we think that right there provides us with this false sense of control. But at the end of the day, there are always solutions to every single obstacle that arises when we're not on our path. Always. I don't care what the obstacle is. There is always a solution. But it's up to you to find that solution, and it's going to come from your divine guidance. So learning how to tap into that divine guidance is going to be key. But what I'm getting at with all of this babbling is that you have to learn to align your movements, choices, and decisions, not with what you fear might happen, but with what you want to happen. Now, the first step there is going to be figuring out what you want to happen, right? Which is kind of what we're talking about in your current energy. Because once you figure out what you want to happen, you can start figuring out how to get there. And I feel like that's how you create this new beginning that you desire. Immediate future for Gemini. A new start is coming with the Knight of Pentacles. Immediate future for Gemini, clarifying a new start is coming with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, there's something here, Gemini. Some sort of opportunity or path or something that really wants to come into your life. But you've been resisting it. You've been choosing or settling for things or people or situations that aren't deserving of your time and energy, which has kept this away from you. But I feel like that's why you have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? And when you can answer that question, I feel that's when you can start to move closer to this. Immediate future for Gemini. Immediate future for Gemini, please. When you figure out what it is that you want to have, the life that you want to live, you have the Two of Wands or the Seven of Wands. When you figure out what that is, you then have to be unapologetic in your pursuit of it. Meaning that you do not accept any level of any kind of energy that does not align with the life that is meant for you. Because the life that you desire is the life that you are here to live. There's power in your desires. If you desire to pursue a passion, if you desire to be loved, if you desire whatever it is that you desire, there's a reason. If the universe put a dream in your heart, there's every intention of helping you make that happen. But it can't do it on its own. The universe isn't going to show up on your doorstep with the opportunities that you deserve. Manifestation and creation, creating the life of your dreams, is a co-creation process with the universe. It is learning to take steps in the direction that you desire and then surrendering the rest to the universe to allow the universe to do things for you that you can't do for yourself. It is a co-creation process. So this is about you getting into alignment. I feel like it's kind of happening out of the blue. I don't know if this comes through some sort of like breakthrough where you all of a sudden realize you need to change something, or if it comes through like an idea that comes to you. I don't know. It could literally be anything. But I feel like there's something you're not expecting. And definitely not this new beginning. And I feel like you're not, like right now, you probably can't guess what it is. But it's definitely meant for you, whatever this is. All right, Gemini, we're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to clarify these messages and dive into what do you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. All of the information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Gemini, as always, for the support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Gemini, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Gemini.